want the microphone. Morning. I just want the microphone. Morning. Take the mask off your face and look at me face to face. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Place to place. Good morning. Put a smile on your face when you're moving from place to place. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning.
Shanaria Taylor,
Yes.
Jessie Taylor daughter.
I don't even know who's talking to me. I just know I
This
got.
is Rhea Richardson George.
Hi, yeah, how are you?
Hi, Shanaria, you sound like you're still asleep.
I literally got woke up. I just
Huh?
woke up.
You
I
just woke
just,
up?
yes.
If you know you sound like your father. So will your voice be interview ready by the time we're ready for you? Shanaria, turn the phone the other direction. Turn it the other direction. That's good?
Like this way.
Yeah. Rotate screen. They said take off the screen lock. This girl look like Jessie boy. Oh my gosh, even more now. Yeah, the smile, everything. The side of the face, everything. Shanaria, talk for me. Say hello. Hi.
Hello, hi.
Oh my good God. It's like Jessie with braids.
What? Yeah.
All right, we good. So we talk to you in a little bit, right?
All right, no problem.
Are you putting on more clothes?
Definitely.
Okay.
You don't want it up there, you want it down here, bro?
Yeah, I could put it on the pants.
So
Yes, it could go on my pants, squeeze.
put a smile on your face when you're moving from place to place. Good morning. Good morning. We are my properly.
Yes, it could work.
Put a smile on your face when you're moving from place to place.
Hey,
Good morning.
Alia, do me a favor here. That's Joaquin that's here. One less thing to do when Julian comes. We just ready to pump. What? I didn't show nobody.
when you're moving from place to place. Good morning, good morning, morning, good morning,
Morning, morning, morning. It is Thursday, the 11th of November 2021, and this is the Tobago Updates morning show coming to you live from the Port Mall in Scarborough, Tobago. We continue to give thanks. Again, we are here this morning. I am Julian Skeet.
And I am Rhea Richardson George. This is the day that the Lord has made, and we will rejoice and be glad in it. Good morning to Julian. Good morning Tobago. Good morning Trinidad. Good morning to the Caribbean. Good morning to all of viewers online. Good morning, good morning, good morning.
Rhea, it's a beautiful day, and it continues to be that season for us in the Tobago space. We have seen situations where, and you're looking at the thing is beginning to heat up. And we would have seen quite recently, I think it was on Sunday at the launch,
right,
as well as in Roxborough, the political leader of the Tobago Council of the PNM calling out and asking, saying that she is leading from in front, and asking similarly, why isn't the political leader for the PDP also leading from in front? And then last night now, on the campaign trail again, he responded to make it clear to her that he is a candidate in this election and he doesn't need to lead from the front because he has given way for the chief secretary candidate, and that is the person that will be leading in terms of pushing the thrust. So we know that we're in the full election mode. When the conversation starts, one poses a question and the other responds accordingly.
I tell you, one of the things about having this election on the 6th of December is that the focus of Christmas is lost until after the elections. Okay, so when we should have been, wishing Merry Christmas or season's greetings, we are talking politics. It's all about politics. Juliana, I like your red puppy, and I have to say to Dave Elliott this morning, Dave, I lost my puppy. Okay, I'm never good at these things.
Yes, we continue to commemorate the significance as we move towards its Memorial Day celebrations here on Sunday. Really recognizing the contributions of our veterans over the years that have gone by, and particularly participation in those World War days and the kind of effort they would have made. One of the things that we also want to highlight, happening within the Tobago space during the day yesterday, is we would have had another school year that would have been required immediately to close in terms of being able to not allow students to operate within the space. I think it is the Signal Hill Secondary.
That's what we're hearing, yes.
Correct. As a result of the scenario, again, trying to take the necessary precautions given the COVID-19 pandemic and its impact. And of course, the school was required to get in motion immediately by the time they would have identified the situation. And similar to the Bishop scenario, the school has transitioned into online learning, back to online learning until they are able, of course, I suppose as early as today, they would be starting to begin the process of sanitization and so on, and taking the necessary decisions. So, this is quite interesting. It's quite interesting because we're now trying to balance a status quo of learning to live with the virus.
Yeah. Now, Julian, the schools are not isolated. Remember, there are children in any given home. One attends Signal Hill Secondary, one attends Scarborough Sec, one attends Bishops. They travel on the same maxi taxis, they travel on the same buses, they walk in the same areas. So I am not casting anything just yet. I'm just saying here, if we looked at Bishops having to close for one day, we look at Signal Hill Secondary having to close for, close its doors for some time and allowing students to go online. Should we take the proactive approach and say, I'm just asking the question here. All right, but then in addition to that, we also have the closure of the Scarborough Library. We also have the closure of the Scarborough Library today. All right, and I think that's just for one day, and then things resume as normal.
Yeah. Well, I think it's always for one day initially, in terms of the sanitization process, and it's just a reminder and a clarion call for persons to take note of the fact that we have to practice the safety measures.
That's right.
We have to practice the safety measures to secure ourselves and our households and families.
Definitely. Okay, so I know we have less than 30 seconds. A special birthday greeting going out to Prudence Nero of Roxborough, Tobago. Lots of love going out to you, Prudence, from the entire Open Bible Standard Churches Tobago family. So have a really great day today from your mommy and your daddy. Yes, and to my uncle in Trinidad, my uncles in Trinidad, Neil and Carly, and my auntie Anne-Marie, my parents also on a little vacation. I love you, Joan and Elton, mommy and daddy. Lots of love going out to you guys.
Yes, we continue to thank all for tuning into the Tobago Updates morning show. We want to remind you, just as we prepare to go to the break and looking forward to the next segment, remember to share the live, share the live, share the live. We'll be right back.
At Court, bringing value home.
You can now get whatever you need whenever you need it anywhere in Tobago with Tobago. Your meals, medication, groceries, and shopping all delivered directly to you. No more hassle, no more stress. Get the Tobago app today on Google Play or Apple App Store.
That's TAPPOGO and let us deliver to you.
Check our website at www.tapogo.app or call the experts at 494-TOGO and 484-4746. Tobago. Relax. We will get it to you. Tobago's at your service.
Morning, morning, good morning, morning. Put a smile on your
It's a different type of thing down there. And we party till we drop down there. With a lot of pretty girls down there. Down in Tobago.
Put a smile on your face when you're moving from place to place. Good morning, good morning, morning, good morning, morning.
Viewers, welcome back this morning to the Tobago Updates morning show. It's all about politics in the atmosphere in the Tobago space. The upcoming THA elections, December 6th, 2021. On our program this morning, we are chatting with one of the PDP candidates, Miss Nathisha Charles Panton. She is the candidate for the electoral district Bagatelle-Bacolet. And we're talking this morning about crossing the floor. We'd like to know from our candidate, our PDP candidate, what happened there? Good morning and welcome to you.
Good morning, Rhea. Good morning, Tobago.
Now, Tobago wants to know, just a few years ago, you were on the PNM campaign trail. You were on the podium, you were hitting the streets, you were all about the Red Party, all about PNM, People's National Movement. A few years later, you have crossed the floor over to the PDP. What happened? Why did you cross the floor?
Well, let us look at, why people choose a political party or, why vote. And, people would look at their personal experiences, the social influences, and, and others would look at, they will do a continuous assessment of the political, social, and economic environment. And for me, it was, a continuous assessment. And of course, in the last election, right, I would have been Mr. Ian Pollard's campaign manager. And I chose to manage his campaign instead of going up for elections because I really wanted to help in the background. And after the 6-6 debacle, the result, caused a shift in, so now we have 15 seats. And of course, I forgot to mention that I'm the chairperson of the Providence Mason Mariah Action Group. And previously, they did vote for me to go up for elections, and I declined because I wanted to continue working in the background, working with the community. So even though I left the PNM, I remained in the community, and I was really comfortable doing that because I love doing community work. But putting myself up for to become a political candidate, I wasn't ready for that yet. And the 15-seat, that 15-seat thing sort of opened another door. And I don't know if it is divine intervention or what it is, but, my action group selected me again. They asked me, Natasha, why don't you go up for the seat again? I didn't decline this time around, and I felt as if I could contribute in terms of that fight for autonomy in Tobago. And
is it that you felt as though you were not getting what you wanted with the People's National Movement that caused you to cross over? Is it that do you feel that you found the formula now?
Well, for me, politics isn't about me. Politics is about service to the people. And when you associate with the people within the community, you hear the stories of, over the 21 years, how they would have been, sidelined, and a lot of the women would have had economic challenges. You look at some households, they have mentally ill parents or siblings, and one person might be working, so economic circumstances would have forced them to do things to survive. And when you listen to these stories, it's really heart-rending. And so staying with the community, you get a sense of the community wants more. They want more in terms of infrastructure. They want more in terms of their own self-development, economic empowerment. You get that sense that the community want leadership. And, they have been pushing me to go before. They continue pushing me again. And for me, it's about service, not I getting what I want. Because, if you know me, and people who know me, generally, I am a selfless person, right? So it is not about me. Politics really is about the community, and you have to keep focused on that.
All right. In terms of the issues then and now, what is different? And is it that you believe that under the PDP you can get more done? You can, should you be successful in the elections, is it that you believe you can get more done, you can have more done, you're able to make a difference under the PDP as opposed to the PNM?
Correct. Dr. Vanas James took it upon himself to lead consultations within my district. And I was invited to several meetings. And I discovered that we could do more if we had the community more involved in the decision making. And
what would you do differently?
Well, first of all, I fully agree with the community participatory budgeting initiative, because it allows the community to access funding, and they can develop, the villages could develop themselves when they have access to the budget, right? So whatever projects, whatever programs they want to do, I think that would improve their lives and their livelihoods, right? Rather than, the spending comes from wherever. Right? The village should be fixing itself. We have a lot of talented people. We have a lot of talented young people. We have a lot of people depressed. They can't use their talents. They can't find opportunities for work. So I believe that if we invest into the community, we will have more done for the community and its people.
Why should your constituents trust you at this point? You were very vocal on the PNM trail, and now you are vocal on the PDP trail. Why should persons trust? Why should they trust you now? I mean, some of what you're saying here about the PDP is what you would have said about the PNM, and now the script has flipped. So why should you be trusted?
I don't see it as a flip in the script. I am Tobagonian first, and I see it as an advantage being a PNM and now being a PDP. I love everybody. It doesn't matter what you choose to as your political affiliation. I will embrace everyone. I continue to embrace everyone. I have PNM friends, I have PDP friends now, and I'll tell you something. When I went up for for the PNM, the PDP, you know, I would have been in the community, but there were PDP people that did not support me. And now I have PDP people supporting me heavily. I am Tobagonian first, right? And what a person chooses it's their constitutional right to choose whatever party they want to support. So I have no, I mean, in terms of sidelining people or causing other people to become marginalized, I have no ambition to do those things. I'm willing to work with the community. Either side, it does not matter.
And what do you say to the political leaders who are victimizing persons as a result of maybe you having voted or been vocal with one party a few years ago or at a last election and now choosing to go to another party?
Well, I abhor victimization. I believe that the only way Tobago could develop, the only way we can develop as a people within this small space, we have to come together and work as a team, right? That is my belief, right? So I abhor victimization. I would not encourage it, right? From anyone, whether it's a political leader or anyone, right? Tobago is a small space. We must develop by working together. There is no other option.
Okay, so we are talking this morning about you crossing the floor,
Yes.
and where your heart is. Give us an idea of some of the plans. Should you be successful in the elections, what are some of your plans?
Okay. Well, what I've been doing, I've been walking the entire electoral district of Bagatelle, Bacalet. And I deliberately left out my thoughts about the electoral district because I believe that as politicians, we don't hear enough, we don't listen enough. And when you listen to the community, get a sense of, what they want within their space. So if you look at Bacalet, for example, Bacalet would have voiced their concerns about infrastructure, right? They haven't had proper infrastructure for years. And, to live a decent life, light, the streets, right? Then you look at Bagatelle. If you look at if you drive into Bagatelle, just say you simply drive into Bagatelle. Any evening, you'll see all the children playing on the streets. So there is no opportunity for the kids to, play in a safe space. Right?
Just before you go on, let's just remind our viewers here that this is the constituency that was formerly Bacalet, Mount St. George.
Correct.
Now broken into two, so it is Bacalet, Bagatelle, or Bagatelle, Bacalet, and Goodwood, Mount St. George.
Yes.
Right, so you are Bacalet.
Bagatelle, Bacalet.
Bagatelle, Bacalet,
yes,
right.
It's difficult, right. Right, so you get a sense of what the people want. Young people want to get more involved in agriculture. And then there's the cultural side. You hear a lot of the cultural groups saying, not enough attention would have been placed in certain areas pertaining to culture, right? And then it's not only Bagatelle, Bacalet, because you have Cocowati Trace, Belmont Road, parts of Mason Hall in the Bagatelle, Bacalet area. Okay. Right? So they have been complaining about, brace walls.
Which would have been some of the areas that you worked in previously.
With Mr. Pollard.
Yes.
Correct. So the same thing, and what is strange is that you get that there's a sort of uniformity in the complaints throughout the entire district, right? Infrastructure for sure. People need lights, water, especially French Fort, going up to the hill. The pump is not strong enough to pump the water up to the pipes at the top of French Fort. So I'm listening to the people rather than I'm putting myself in there to, achieve my personal goals, right? And of course, when everyone we sit down and we discuss how we're going to go forward, then you can become more colorful with what people present to you. Right?
All right. Well, we're going to take a little break here, viewers. Julian is coming up next, so there's more on the program with our candidate, PDP candidate for the Bagatelle Bacalet constituency, Miss Nathisha Charles Panton. Stay tuned. Lots more coming up on the Tobago Updates Morning Show with Miss Panton.
Whoa! It's the Quartz Black Friday sale. With the best-selling brands, best deals, and best offers all month long, you don't want to miss your chance to save on wow deals. Save on smart TVs, major appliances, furniture, bedroom and dining, with lots more to choose from. Shop today with Quartz Ready Finance and pay nothing for 90 days. Don't miss this Black Friday sales event. Only at Quartz, bringing value home.
You can now get whatever you need whenever you need it anywhere in Tobago with Tobago. Your meals, medication, groceries, and shopping all delivered directly to you. No more hassle, no more stress. Get the Tobago app today on Google Play or Apple App Store.
That's TAPPOGO, and let us deliver to you.
Check our website at www.tapogo.app or call the experts at 494-TOGO and 484-4746. Tobago. Relax. We will get it to you. Tobago's at your service.
Morning, morning, good morning, morning. Put a smile on your
It's a different type of tea.
Put a smile on your face when you're moving from place to place. Good morning, good morning, morning. Good morning.
Morning, morning. It's 7:21 a.m. and yes, we are here live on Tobago Updates Morning Show. In this segment, we continue the conversation with Ms. Natisha Pantin, Charles Pantin, the PDP candidate for Bagatelle Bacolet. And as we continue the conversation this morning, one of the first things I want to delve into is looking broadly at, tell us about the composition. What's this new structure of Bagatelle Bacolet? Because we are hearing that it reaches as far as Mason Hall area. We are hearing that, all right, it gets to the John Dial end. Just give us a sense of what is the new configuration of Bagatelle Bacolet.
Okay, so the new configuration, I like to look at it in terms of village clusters, and I'll say there are three major village clusters. So Mason Hall, parts of Mason Hall, so you have Belmont Road, Farm Road, Kokowati Trace, Sandy River, Northside Road, going right into Cradley Trace, Concordia, Richard Trace. That whole area, it sort of cuts across to French Fort and goes into Calder Hall, phase 1 and 3, then Friends Field, and into Bagatelle Bacolet. Now, the second cluster I want to mention is like from French Fort going into Friends Field and part of Scarborough. So you have part of Sergeant Kane, the entire uptown from Crooks River going way across the Bacolet into Mackay Hill, right? And then into Bacolet proper, Bacolet Point. And I believe it stops right where the Bacolet Health Center is. So it's not going up to John Dial.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. So that's good. I like how you say Bacolet proper, because for those persons who know that area, it's a common reference when you try to define what is the new Bacolet development versus those who have been there for an extended period of time. Now, I want to start by looking at these respective areas, because
Sure.
as a candidate, naturally, if you are out there and on the ground, you should be able to speak to the various components and angles. What would you identify as some of the issues specific? Let's say to start with that first cluster, looking at the Kokowati area and so on, that is part of the electoral district of Bagatelle Bacolet.
Okay. Well, the residents of let me first say I was born and raised in Kokowati Trace, Mason Hall, and the entire Mason Hall, Mariah, Providence area. They're quite familiar with me, right? And in growing up there, we had a lot of challenges in terms of roads and lights, even the entire north side, in terms of landslides, right, that is something that we frequently have. And, you know, so it requires a lot of brace walls and basket walling by the river. So you have a lot of infrastructure work to do in the Kokowati area. And in terms of the economic circumstances, you still have a lot of challenges with mothers raising their children, for example, single-parent homes, right? And you would find those who I would call marginalized, because they would have they have special circumstances within their homes, but they have never received any assistance. So you find a lot of young people, they may try to find alternative ways of making money, you know, and it's a really struggle for some families, right? But so that entire area, I would say, for the most part, economic circumstances and infrastructure.
How does that vary with when you start to move to the other end of the district?
Right.
You know, I have a friend that normally he refers to Bacolet as Bacole,
Yes.
giving that distinction in terms of, you know, traditionally areas like Bacolet, Mount Irvin and so were deemed to be areas where the more privileged, so to speak, in society would have been able to settle and so on. How do you then now transition to give us, or rather let me say, what kind of issues, you know, would you identify in areas like that versus what you've just described in a totally different part of your district? Because your district is really a kind of combination and a blend,
Yes.
right? So give us a sense of that other end.
Okay. Well, Bacolet people seem to be private people, right? You have to go back in there 3-4 times to see if you can catch somebody at home, right? But when you do get them, you get the request for infrastructure. Just look at the streets, look at the lights, poor lighting. So you get that general feel that they're more concerned about, you know, just living a decent life, having access to light and proper roads. And of course, the business side of it, the business people are concerned with the state of the economy. So they would be looking at, you know, well, not only themselves, they're honestly looking at the small businessmen being able to survive the SOE, the shutdown, right? A lot of information is coming forward as to Trinidad larger businesses buying out the smaller businesses in Tobago. So when the SOE ends and the economy is open, we may not have Tobago businessmen located in certain areas like Crown Point, right? And I would have met a lady last week, and she was saying to me, Natisha, you know, you're accustomed passing and buying my crab and dumpling and my provision, and you no longer would be able to do that because I can't afford to open back when the SOE ends. So I would have to, you know, rent my place, and I'm going to America. And it was so unfortunate because I was like, oh my God, every Sunday I'm looking out for the crab and dumpling, and she's so pleasant, and her business was booming. So, you know, it's really heart-wrenching to see that all the challenges being faced by, you know, business people. And so that you get the business people more vocalizing the state of the economy and the state of infrastructure in the area.
And you know, you touched on it, you hit the nail on the head.
Yes.
There. How do we then, and you know, I'm interested to hear that from politicians, what kind of strategies or plans can be put in place to help to ensure continuity? Right. To help to ensure continuity, particularly for those who have been severely affected. Mm-hmm. Because it's one thing, as far as you're indicating, to say that, you know, in terms of providing resources and so to deal with the economic, well, the social issues yes. that may exist within the society, within the space. But tell me about that effort that, you know, to treat more specifically with, as opposed to those persons having to go away, as opposed to those persons having to leave. Mm-hmm. What are some of your plans to try to, you know, to retain and so on? What
I like about the business community is that they not only said to, you know, to me, like, listen, this is the problem in Tobago. They actually put forward solutions that they believe to be workable. right? They mentioned having access to small loans, for example, so that the businesses could stay afloat, right? They mentioned investing into the villages, for example, and this brings me back to the community participatory budgeting, allowing the communities to have access to funding to execute whatever projects and programs that would, bring, cause industry to happen within the villages. So that is what I love about the business community in Bacolet. They actually providing, ways that could assist the small businessman to stay, they really and truly love us, they love Tobago, and they want to see Tobago back up and running and people not suffering and all of that, because in turn it's stressful to them as well, right? So so I believe that, providing grants, loans, low interest rate loans, right? These things would assist the business community and the small business.
What do you say to some that will probably accuse the PDP of doing similar to what they're complaining about now, which is the current administration is busy providing grants and loans at the moment, and many are complaining that, they weren't seeing this consistency from every division throughout the year. They were seeing it from select divisions. How do you then respond to the person that says, you're all probably going to do the same thing?
Well, the challenge of accessing, there are challenges accessing the loans and the grants, right? And I could only speak to people's experiences. And they would say to me, okay, I applied and I didn't get the funding, or I have to wait a certain time. So these are what the people are saying, and not, me just coming here because of political harm, right? They are truly, and they believe that while we have loans, we have grants, they are not able to access it, right? The ease of access, and then the delay, the period in getting the money to do what they have to do. And I guess it's the same with the SOE when the lockdown came, right? People expected to get money to keep them, but the checks never came until months after. So timing is an issue, right? So
well, you have this opportunity just as we prepare to wrap up the interview. You are going up against an individual who has been there for a period of time and has been able to hold what is a very distinct division, as we have come to note, the division of finance within the Tobago construct. I want you to say, and this is your opportunity to say to the people of Bacolet, why choose Natisha Pantin over their current representative?
Well, I believe I should be chosen because I'm willing to work with the people. I'm willing to listen to the people. I would not show up around election time and try to, do the things that I promised to do after, at the beginning of a campaign. We have had 21 years of the PNM, right? And I'm not going to sit here and say the PNM did nothing. I'm not going to do that, right? But 21 years, if you had a child 21 years ago, they would not have experienced change. They would not have experienced a difference in terms of governance, right? And I believe that, change is good. Change is good. Sometimes new ideas come forward. New strategies, young, fresh blood, you have that contribution into when you have change. When you receive new information, you change your mind, right? That is progress. So I believe that, I would be there for the people. I'll be fighting for the people. I'll be very much visible, right? I'm not going to use, political funds for my own interests, right? It's people's interests. And I would fight for people to be more inclusive in terms of the decision making, for Tobagonians to be more involved in the decision making. And of course, fighting for better democracy, right? Through the programs involving the villages, in everything, right? So that is my...
Excellent. Thank you very much, dear, to Natisha Charles Pantin, PDP candidate for Bacolet, in this interview, reminding us that change is critical to her and that we must welcome change. All the best to you going forward for the December 6th election. Folks, at this point, we want to continue to thank all of you viewing and joining us via the live. Just to mention, yes, we're seeing the love and support. Latoya Anderson, Chester Birchwood, Ashwood, Zia Hackett, Dr. Faith B, and the entire team joining us on the live. We want to encourage you to continue, folks, as we go to a break. Share the live, share the live, share the live.
You can now get whatever you need whenever you need it anywhere in Tobago with Tobago. Your meals, medication, groceries, and shopping all delivered directly to you. No more hassle, no more stress. Get the Tobago app today on Google Play or Apple App Store.
That's TAPPOGO, and let us deliver to you.
Check our website at www.tapogo.app or call the experts at 494-TOGO and 484-4746. Tobago. Relax. We will get it to you. Tobago's at your service.
Morning, morning, good morning, morning. Put a smile on your
It's a different type of thing down there. Man, we party till we drop down there. With a lot of pretty girls down there. Down in Tobago.
Whoa! It's the Quartz Black Friday sale. With the best-selling brands, best deals, and best offers all month long, you don't want to miss your chance to save on wow deals. Save on smart TVs, major appliances, furniture, bedroom and dining, with lots more to choose from. Shop today with Quartz Ready Finance and pay nothing for 90 days. Don't miss this Black Friday sales event. Only at Quartz, bringing value home.
You can now get whatever you need whenever you need it anywhere in Tobago with Tobago. Your meals, medication, groceries, and shopping all delivered directly to you. No more hassle, no more stress. Get the Tobago app today on Google Play or Apple App Store.
That's TAPPOGO, and let us deliver to you.
Check our website at www.tapogo.app or call the experts at 494-TOGO and 484-4746. Tobago. Relax. We will get it to you. Tobago's at your service.
Put a smile on your face when you're moving from place to place. Good morning, good morning,
Morning Tobago, morning Trinidad and Tobago, morning to the entire region. It's 7:38 a.m. and this is the Tobago Updates morning show. For those of you joining us for this segment, we have coming up on the line Shanaria Taylor, Managing Director of Renlim Entertainment. Shanaria should be joining us directly coming in from the United States. Is Shanaria on the line as yet with us? Oh,
She's here.
good morning to you, Shanaria.
Good
Good
morning.
morning to you as well.
In another space, I'd say on my Milnerite sister.
In every space, it's very appropriate. I accept
Every, I agree fully. I can imagine Kimmy's just smiling at the moment. So this morning, we are beginning the conversation and we are chatting with you in your capacity as Managing Director for Renlim Entertainment. Before we delve in specifically to the packages that you're offering, just give us a quick snapshot. When was Renlim started? What's the history behind Renlim? What's the significance of Renlim?
Wow, it's such a long experience. Renlim started, funny enough, at my days at Milner Hall, because the word Renlim itself is actually just Milner backwards. And I started it as a university student in 2016 when the university had released a mandate that kind of was limiting students from going out on the university's name. So I had created something that allowed Milnerites, which is the term used to reference residents of Milner Hall, to be able to access events, and it turned into an opportunity that started providing students with financial relief and opportunities, either by bringing in funds through performances or brand ambassadorships, or discounting events or anything across the social and cultural atmosphere. However, that is what Random was birthed as in 2016. In 2020, I cannot say the same. Everything changed completely between then to now. And now the brand is a Caribbean marketing agency. And we all know how the University of the West Indies operated in such a diverse space of Caribbean influences. So that is also kind of what stemmed us into this continued direction.
All right. Now, I have to put it out there. Shanaria, you are the daughter of Tobago's cultural ambassador, Jessie Taylor. This is no secret. I think when we look at your face, we see Jessie Taylor written all over you. Now, when you mentioned a while ago, you know, what Renlin is all about. How did you know, what birthed that idea? Where did the idea come from? You, Tobagonian born, living abroad. What sparked the idea? Now, you said it happened at Milner, and I know you and Julian. You know, Kimmery, my sister, is all is a Milnerite, all right. But we're not talking about Milner right now. But what birth what birthed the idea? What experience birthed that idea?
Well, I'm so sorry, you know. First, I don't live abroad. I'm just here. Um, but what happened is it really was Britain right at the university, because I was the what we call the entertainment manager on hall. So I was responsible for deciding where students go, etc. And what happened is that being a university student was very expensive. So we stepped in as the middleman between like event promoters, locations, to provide packages that either allowed students to engage these experiences for free, which is always the aim, or extremely low cost, right? So it really had, at the moment, it had very little to do with Tobago, or very little to do with the greatness that is Jesse Taylor. It really was everything that the university experience required. And I guess me being who I am, and specifically the pandemic and coming back to Tobago, is where those influences of like more cultural, or even random vacations in terms of our tourism packages, those things really only happen when the university doors were closed as a result of the pandemic.
So,
Okay.
so Shanaria, at this point, I know of Renlim with voluntary work. I know of
Uh-huh.
Renlim with regards to cocktails. I know of Renlim in various areas. I want you to zone in at this point now to tell us about, tell Tobago, tell the region, tell the world about these packages that are now being conceptualized and being offered by Renlim. Give us some more details.
Okay, wow, that's wow. So Random is an octopus. I say that because we have 8 departments, and that is really just because of how wide, I guess, my natural interests were. So we have the Random Brand Agency, which focuses on marketing and providing opportunities to connect businesses, um, to people through promotions, right? Then we have Random TV, which focuses entirely on entertainment, majorly through our Instagram platform. So we do lives, or we well, this summer, that's kind of why I'm here. We ended up streaming events because of the fact that we were in a pandemic and we were all at home, or Trinidad and Tobago was all at home. We went around to the different events and opportunities that were happening outside, like Miami Carnival or the Vibes with Boise Tour, things that people were very interested in, and we provided them with live stream access to those events. Then we have Random Vacations, which focuses mainly on what we would call Tobacation packages, Tobago vacation packages. So we encourage, originally, during the pandemic, Trinidadians to come across to Tobago, or Tobagonians to engage in staycation experiences. We probably later on in the interview, I would delve into exactly what Random Vacations has now become. But then we also have Random Kitchen, which is where you would know the cocktails from. The Random Tobago Charter for Charity, which we also founded in the middle of the pandemic when we realized what the Tobago climate was looking like for some families. I was really not at home for a very long time. I was in Trinidad, and as much as it's right there, it wasn't the same. So coming back home gave me an opportunity to see what was going on, and that is how the charity arm was created. And then we have an urban streetwear collection, which is a Renlim collection, which is fashion and clothing and stuff. But all of these minor departments kind of all groomed together into creating one Caribbean platform that pushes entirely a blast of experiences that goes into marketing Caribbean culture.
All right, now, Shanaria, we have just about a minute to go. So tell us very quickly here, what has Renlim grown into? What has it blossomed into now?
Well, for 2022, what we're going to be producing is the Renlim Carnival Year Fete. So it would see us engaging different carnival territories majorly as a method of creating tourism traction back to Tobago. So we would be engaging these carnivals via a Tobago platform, but giving opportunities to these Caribbean destinations as well, but using it as an opportunity to encourage people to come back home or come back to visit Tobago as a result. So it's more or less giving outside Tobago in hopes that they come back. We have new pieces for our collections coming out, new flavors for Random Kitchen. The Random Performance and Educative Arts Agency would be engaging in a series of cultural engagements at the end of the year. It's going to be a really unique experience for what we have grown into.
All right, so tell our viewers very quickly, Shanaria, where can we get information and where can they access information about the packages, the vacation, particularly those packages coming to be able to come to Tobago?
Well, majorly you can find it. Honestly, the word Random on Instagram would pull up all of our pages because each department has a sub page, but the general page is Random Entertainment _ RENLIM Entertainment _ It really would guide you to all of our different pages.
So we want to continue to encourage all our viewers. Anything else you want to add in there, Ria?
Just all the best to Shanaria. We are happy to see you. We're happy to connect with you. This is a daughter of the soil. You know, continue to remember her.
And viewers, you cannot miss when it comes to Shanaria's energy. And we really want to thank her again for bringing out the information. Shanaria, we want you to continue to be that inspiration in terms of really seeking to take Tobago far and wide, because ultimately that's the kind of effort we need to build this Tobago that we're looking forward to. So we look forward to having you back here by the time you finish your work in New York. All right? So viewers, we have heard it there from Shanaria Taylor giving you information regarding Renlim Entertainment. Feel free to check them out via social media. At this point, we prepare to go to a break. And when we return, Ria, we'll have a segment looking at Film TT.
That's right.
All right, so the Film TT area. So get yourself prepared. We encourage you to continue to share the live, share the live, share the live.
Whoa, it's the Quartz Black Friday sale. With the best-selling brands, best deals, and best offers all month long. You don't want to miss your chance to save on wow deals. Save on smart TVs, major appliances, furniture, bedroom and dining, with lots more to choose from. Shop today with Quartz Ready Finance and pay nothing for 90 days. Don't miss this Black Friday sales event. Only at Quartz, bringing value home.
You can now get whatever you need whenever you need it anywhere in Tobago with Tobago. Your meals, medication, groceries, and shopping all delivered directly to you. No more hassle, no more stress. Get the Tobago app today on Google Play or Apple App Store.
That's TAPPOGO, and let us deliver to you.
Check our website at www.tapogo.app or call the experts at 494-TOGO and 484-4746. Tobago. Relax. We will get it to you. Tobago's at your service.
Put a smile on your face.
This day in Tobago history, did you know that On November 11, 1770, Cunning Sandy outwits authorities and triggers 4 years of revolt in Tobago. On this day, 251 years ago, the first slave revolt occurred in Tobago. An enslaved man called Sandy, along with 6 other enslaved people, attacked a military post. The men were unable to secure any arms or ammunition and so decided to attack Corlan Estate. There, they murdered Samuel Hall, who was one of the Corlan Estate owners. By November 12th, Sandy and his cohorts enlisted 33 other men and women. Noteworthy is the fact that many of the revolt participants were newly arrived Africans. Also of importance is that incidentally, 1770 is the same year Tobago began shipping sugar directly to Britain. The rebellion spread to other estates and went on for 6 weeks and ended with the white death toll standing at 20. As for the revolters, 6 were captured, 5 killed, 2 executed, and 1 surrendered. Sandy, however, was never apprehended, but tales of his valor spread, empowering enslaved Tobagonians to rebel in 1771, 1773, and 1774. These revolts proved serious enough to discourage white settlement and caused some British merchants to refuse credit to Tobago planters. That's it for this day in Tobago history. My name is Devon Adana. Back to you.
Welcome back, viewers. It is the Tobago Updates morning show. On the program this morning, we are talking about the TNT film workshops. Now, or film TT workshops. Now, chatting with us via the VMix link, we've got Ms. Leslie Ann Caton, who's the General Manager of Film TT, and Stephen M. Taylor, who's the Film Director / Producer. Good morning and welcome to you.
Good morning. Thank you for having us.
It's a pleasure to have you with us in Tobago, wherever you are at this time. We trust that all is well with you. Okay?
Tobago, big up yourself. Latoya, big up yourself.
I love it.
Thanks for having us.
All right. So let's talk about what's happening here. We're talking the Film TT to host Business of Film webinars for Global Entrepreneurship Week. Tell us what's happening. Give us an idea, a little background information on Film TT.
Okay, great. Good morning, everyone. So Film TT is a state agency that facilitates local and international productions. Right? It's our job at Film TT to make sure that we encourage economic growth in Trinidad and Tobago, to encourage international productions to come to Trinidad and Tobago to film. And of course, we assist with the customs and immigration, we assist with the work permits, and of course, we promote Trinidad and Tobago as a film-friendly destination. And once we're doing stuff as well, we work on capacity development programs where we encourage our local film community to get standardization and of course to always be ready once we have international productions coming to Trinidad and Tobago, and of course to enhance your own local production on the ground.
So one of the things is that in this pandemic season, quite naturally, all entities have been required to transition into this virtual space, and that's part of the reality that we are living with now. Tell us about this Film TT Facebook Live workshop. I'm assuming the FP there is Facebook Live workshops, right? So tell us about the Film TT workshops that are coming up.
Right, so Film TT, we support the Global Entrepreneurship Network, and they celebrate Global Entrepreneurship Week every year in the month of November. And so we reached out to filmmakers like Stephen M. Taylor, who I would love to share about his program, and of course Kathy Kariam, which we did a workshop on the 9th of November. Now with Stephen's workshop, he is going to talk about how to successfully create music video content, commercial content, and of course with him as an experienced and qualified director and doing very successful work in music videos and commercials, we felt like he was the ideal person to share this 1 hour live with our stakeholders.
Okay, so let's chat a little bit here with Stephen M. Taylor. Stephen, it's good to have you with us. I love how you said it. Big up Tobago. Say it again. I can't say it the way you did.
Big up Tobago, all inside.
All right. Now, Stephen, let's chat with you a little bit here. Tell us, in terms of the topics for the workshop, what are some of the areas that you'd like to that you would like to cover for the workshop?
First, I want to thank Leslie Ann for bringing me on board and the whole team on the ground. GEW, big up yourself. With regards to the workshop, I know we want to talk specifically about music videos, and what I want to do is kind of walk folks through the process of how do you produce and direct one. Most times, we at home and we see, 2 to 3 minutes of either pretty images, interesting images, engaging images, but how do we actually produce, construct, design, and film those images that we consume on a daily basis? So I know a lot of people, especially now with the pivot that you talked about, and we are mainly online. I am now joining you online. It's just to give people a little bit of insight onto how we put together such pieces. So I will be walking you through, some of our music videos that we would have worked on at Stephen M. Taylor Film Limited. We worked with folks like Nyla Blackman, Earth and Alves. We've also done some stuff with Amazon. And I'm just going to be able to walk you through scene by scene some of the tricks of the trade. So you can either feel like, yes, I could do that too. You could modify some of these tricks and use them at home for your own music videos and productions. And you also have the opportunity to ask me questions, because I will be on there taking your live questions today at noon.
All right. So, Stephen, tell us who is this designed to benefit? What's the target audience? Is there still time for persons to join in today, or is it too late? Just give us a sense of that. So, for those viewing and thinking, yes, I'm definitely interested in this, and I want to make sure that it's really targeted for me. Age group, probably. Do they have to have any background or experience in the industry? Give us a sense.
Let me ask you this: do you watch TV?
Yes.
Certainly.
Yes. You watch Netflix, you watch music videos. I mean, you are on TV. This is for any and everybody. There's no age limit to get involved in either pursuing your passion, wanting to preserve your culture, your heritage, or create a time capsule of whatever imaginative work that you may have. So there's no limit. You could be 12 years old, you could be 22 years old, you could be 100 years old. The good thing about filmmaking in our day and age is it's not as expensive as it was before. The barriers to entry are so easy. I mean, my computer has a camera, my phone has a camera, so there's no limit per se. But what you need to do is you can either go onto Film TT's page on Facebook and sign up, or you could go on my Instagram at Stephen Taylor Film, and in the link there's a sign up link, and spots are filling up fast. So I would recommend you go in there right away, like right now. Tobago, if you're watching this, right now. And it doesn't matter your skill level. We just have a questionnaire for you to fill out. Tell us if you've been doing this for a lot of years or if you just started. It's for everyone, and I'm really excited just to see and interact with you today.
Okay, now, Stephen, I really believe that Julian is asking this information for himself. So don't be surprised if you see Julian's name popping up, okay? Maybe in the next couple of months or so, we see a music video. Now,
Julian, I'm putting you on the spot, eh? You're showing up at that workshop today. Tobago, let me see in the comments. Julian, we need to see you in that workshop and report to us later if it was. I've seen all in the comments, eh? Julian, your name popping up, right?
Yes.
Don't worry, I'm checking the comments as well.
Let me ask you very quickly here. On an average, how many persons out of Trinidad and Tobago do you, I mean, apart from the big names that you mentioned that you've worked with in the past, how many young persons are popping up and saying, I want to do this, I want to make a music video, this is the career path that I want to take? How few and far between, or how, go ahead.
Every single day. Just yesterday through Leslie, because I reach out, to Leslie, the Film TT community, and they have a resource pool of people. So just yesterday, I'm currently working on a documentary feature film, and I had someone who's never worked with my team before, and she was really excited. She excelled, and she's locked on to work on more projects with us. Every day people reach out. I think it's because we don't know how to get involved. When you go to school or you do CXE or SEA, there isn't a filmmaking subject area. So most times people
take a look at.
Yeah, they don't know that, hey,
Definitely.
I can actually do this. You cannot fall into it. So Every day people reach out, and we give them the opportunity. And through Leslie Ann and Film TT, opportunities like this make it more accessible and bridge the gap between your imagination and what you could create through workshops like these.
Well, thank you guys so much.
Thank you very much again to Leslie Ann Keaton and Stephen Taylor. Just make sure you also drop on the live there for us where people can connect with you. So just, of course, indicate the links and so for those on the live, they'll also be able to just click and get in immediately to join later on this evening. Thank you again. And Ria has certainly put me on this spot there. Thank you very much again, viewers. This was the segment treating TT, and the event is happening as early as today. And check out in the comments for the link, or check out on their social media page as well, Film TT, to definitely get more information. Ria, we're in the wrap-up segment at this moment, and I just want to use the time very quickly. Yes, Donald and Wills, Natty Jr., Latoya Anderson, Simone Donnelly, Dion Wills joining as well on the live. We say Sherma Carter, good morning. Lisel James, thank you all so much for continuing to join and to share the live. We're really grateful for the love and support for the Tobago Updates morning show. And Ria, I'm excited about tomorrow.
We can just tell Tobago tomorrow is going to be a really exciting day, so we encourage you to share the live. You log on very early. You do not want to miss a thing. A special good morning going out to my good friend in Trinidad, Janelle Gray. Lots of love to you. Andre Alexander viewing right here from Tobago. Andre, good morning to you. To my uncles again, Ray, Carly, Uncle Neil, Uncle Edgar, my dad, and my mom, the entire Richardson clan of Trinidad. Have a happy day. So viewers, we're going to leave it there. Have a great day. Stay safe. Remember to wear your mask, sanitize, and socially distance.
Bye-bye, folks.
When you're moving from place to place, good morning, good morning.